A 17-pound walleye was just caught? Ice Castle deer stands are now a thing. And why jigging spoons are way worse than kidney stones. Oh yeah, and you can make fun of my fingernails all you want, but my 4-year-old daughter thinks that they're the coolest. And she only charged me $5 to do it. We got that and more coming up right now in Target Walleye's Top 5 presented by Seafoam. Let's dive on in. Wait until you see this massive Lake Huron walleye that was just caught. Boom, baby! That cold water behemoth was 32 inches long with a 22-inch girth and was estimated to be pushing 17 pounds. Well, before it coughed up this big old Cisco, that is. Schaefer Mille Lacs caught and released that giant Lake Huron fish using an old school jig and a minnow. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? You know you caught an absolute slob when its belly fat is literally rolling over your fingers. Big congrats on the fish of a lifetime, Schaefer, and props for letting it go so that it could be a 18-pounder next. Number 2. Mille Lacs Lake walleye regulations are always a sensitive subject, and they seem to change so frequently that it's hard to even keep up with them. Sometimes you can keep fish, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're not even allowed to target walleyes, and you would literally get a ticket if you were found with a single nightcrawler, a single leech, or a single minnow in your boat.
I'm gonna have to give you a ticket on this. But no buts, meow.
Usually there's a night trolling ban. You're not allowed to be on the lake after 10 p.m. Or is it midnight because now it's the fall? Either way, you're not allowed out there before 6 a.m. in the morning. Anywho, the DNR just announced the new winter or ice fishing regulations for this season starting December 1st, and folks are allowed to keep one walleye between 21 to 23 inches or one greater than 28 inches. Now, anytime you talk about changing fishing regulations, folks get a little bit passionate. Especially when you're talking about Mille Lacs, because the lake has a zillion walleyes in it, and so it's kind of hard to be told that you can only keep one of a very specific size, or maybe can't keep any at all sometimes. But the good news is there's a pile of walleyes in there ready to be caught, which can even make me look good sometimes. My dog is literally throwing up outside of the door. I don't know if you could hear that. Ish. Show goes on. I'll worry about that later. Now, I promise you that I like a fish dinner just as much as the next guy or gal, but a one fish limit isn't going to stop me from going to Mille Lacs because there's a ton of fish in there. I mean, if you're only in it for the meat, I promise again, it would be way cheaper for you to just stop at the grocery store on your way to the lake instead. Just my 2 cents, so take it for what it's worth, which isn't much. Number 3. Speaking of ice fishing, if you've ever wondered, sat and thought to yourself, how can I make every single person who ice fishes instantly want to be enemies with me? It's easy. All you have to do is break up all of the ice at the ramp as soon as it starts forming, like Randon Olson did when he went out to take one last rip in his Lund Pro Guide, and just, I guess, had to prove that he's about that tiller life for real. Brr! It's also pretty cool that just barely a week after that photo, Randon was out plucking walleyes through a hole in the ice. And believe it or not, some folks are already hitting the ice in northern Manitoba, over in the Black Hills, and some other sneaky high elevation trout lakes. The ice fishing season is coming way faster than we think, so I guess it's time to finally start mentally preparing for it. Number 4. Cody Backstrand is apparently taking the transition into the ice fishing season pretty well. He said a couple of years ago he put bigger windows in his Ice Castle fish house so that he could deer hunt out of it. And this year he kicked it up another notch and literally got that thing up off the ground. That is one cushy looking deer stand. It's definitely a multi-species, multi-season use house now. Way to get your money's worth out of it, and thanks so much for sending those pictures in, Cody. And you thought kidney stones sucked? Imagine passing this! Alex P. posted this photo in the Ice Fishing Minnesota Facebook group of a Lake of the Woods sauger he was cleaning up and found a Lindy glow spoon inside. Some replacement glow sticks and he'll be back in business. And really, that spoon should be thankful that Alex is the one that found him, because he doesn't let anything go to waste. The proof is in the fact that he actually takes the time to fillet and cook up the walleye wings, or the pectoral fins, and even take it as far as to make perch egg patties. He literally puts nothing to waste. And you could fry up a shoe and I'd probably eat it, but perch egg patties? I might need some convincing to try that one. But props to Alex on not wasting an inch of those fish. That wraps up this week's top 5, and a big shout out to Seafoam for keeping us running smooth and making this video series possible. Now if you want more walleye and ice fishing related content like this, sign up for our free Target Walleye emails at targetwalleye.com, and I'll see you back in 7.